Hi, welcome to this YOUTRAIN introductory video on a method called 5 Tricks. This method is part of our category on simulation exercises and role plays. More specifically, it is an intercultural simulation exercise. Different from role plays, where participants are given specific roles to enact, in simulation exercises, participants are actually invited to be precisely themselves, but in a new simulated context. You would use an intercultural simulation exercise in a training context when you would want to create a learning opportunity for participants to explore the role our assumptions play in understanding and interacting with the world around us, the way we act and react when faced with an environment different from our usual one, and how we deal with uncertainty and change. For this method, we recommend a group size of 16 to 30 participants and a duration of at least 30 minutes of running the activity, and at least 30 minutes of debriefing, easily more depending on how deep you dig. Regarding materials, you'll need a big room with at least 4 tables arranged in tournament style. For each table, you furthermore need the same number of chairs, at least 4 per table. A standard deck of 52 playing cards, but we only use the cards Ace and 2 to 7. A rule sheet and a tournament score sheet with a pen. And optionally, a flip chart for harvesting learning points during the debriefing. All right, Marcus, from your experience, what can you tell us about this activity?
The participants who play in groups in a tournament setting get slightly varying rule sheets, but they are not aware of it. And as there is an element of changing also with who you play according to tournament rules, there will be a clash of how people think it should be played. Additionally, people are not allowed to talk. They can only communicate non-verbally. So they have limited possibilities of negotiation. And this provides a very strong and immersive experience that provides a lot of points to reflect on and learning points to be drawn from it. You need to set up the room. You need a big room, and it's good maybe if it's also quiet, undisturbed, where you set up 4 or 5 tables with the chairs around. On each table, there should be a rule sheet face down and a deck of cards containing the cards Ace and 2 to 7. Depending on the variation of 5 tricks you play, you might also want to provide pen and paper, but then make it very explicit that participants are not allowed to write any letters or verbal information. When you have made sure that the room is set up, you invite participants to come in and find any place to sit. Then you instruct them that at their table they find a rule sheet and that they will have some minutes to practice the game, and that it is a tournament, that they will play several games in each round. After each round there will be a winner and loser, and then the winner and the loser will change tables. So they will think that it is a competition and that it's good to win. Once people have practiced, you remove the rule sheets and you give them very important new information that from now on they are not allowed to talk. So the first round starts. You could make it last for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you announce that the round is finished and you ask them to determine, non-verbally of course, who at each table is the winner and the loser. How this is specifically decided is explained in the rule sheet. You then ask all the winners to change table clockwise and all the losers to change table counterclockwise. And then the second round begins. Another 5 minutes, for example. You can play several rounds. It's good actually to play several rounds, depending on how much time you have. And what I usually do for the last round is that I asked those people who have not yet changed table at any time to stand up and make these people change, so that all the participants at least once had the experience of changing table and coming to a new one with a new set of rules without knowing it. When the last round is finished, you tell people that they can talk again, and usually there was so much build-up pressure inside and such a need to talk that you will really feel this tsunami, this torrent of talk. I usually let this go for a while so that people steam out. Once this is done, I invite people back to the big circle and we collect a bit what they discussed about feelings, reflexes and strategies. And then comes the very crucial part of the debriefing, where we make the connection to reality. What are the learning points of this metaphor? Because obviously it's not about succeeding at this card game, but there is a learning point behind. Here it is about what happens if I come to a new environment or somebody comes to my environment and we seem to have different assumptions about the way things should work. How do I behave when I see that this clashes? How can I prevent this? What values and attitudes can I have to deal with this ambiguity and diversity? The rules do not vary drastically. There are small variations only, and this is also how I feel it is often in reality. If I go to an environment that is drastically different from mine, I am prepared for big differences and for first observing. But if I change to an environment that is very close to me, or somebody comes to me who I simply assume comes from the same environment, then it is when things really clash and we are more prone to insisting on doing things the way we simply think they should be done.
Thank you for watching this video. Since this method can trigger some strong emotions, experiences, and discoveries about others and oneself, we recommend it for rather experienced trainers. In this respect, you might also want to check out our introductory videos on tips and tricks for trainers and on experiential learning and debriefing. On the description box, you'll find links and support material to implement this method. YOUTRAIN is co-funded by the Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. For more videos on non-formal education, please check out our channel and subscribe.